got lots of information in my head. Most of it's usually wrong. Welcome to Good Mythical More. We're gonna open your mail. Sing a song, kids.
Know what day it is?
It's Thursday. And Thursday means me. Double.
The butter doesn't cancel out the salmonella.
It did a double.
A double
It did
butter.
a double to the butter and a triple and a zipper and a
If you went to somebody's house,
it's out.
If you went to somebody's house and their mom broke out the butter cutter, what would you think?
Okay, honey, come over here. Let me butter your apple.
I mean, I think that things like this are just can only be a gag gift. I mean, because
$15. That's a lot for a gag gift. That's like good. That's like white elephant budget.
But I don't think it's intended to be a gag gift. I think it's supposed to actually help you with your butter cutting.
But is this going to be a GMM Wynne face now? Is this going to be the next thing probably?
Oh yeah.
So hashtag that is right?
Yeah.
Hashtag is right.
GMM Wynne face. Submit your photo
of you winning something.
I think we're going to up the ante on
what it would look like, what your face would look like if you were to win something.
On the ability of people. Come on in. Of the ability of you to win stuff.
Oh goodness gracious! I got butter down there under my shoe.
Ew, it's
So
very buttery.
yeah, it's greasy. So what I'm trying to say
gosh.
is, now's a great time for you to submit the face you make when you're gonna win something. Submit that with hashtag GMM Win face. What other information do they send? Mailing address?
No, because if we choose them, then I'll just message.
Get the mailing address.
Oh my gosh! There's so much butter under here, guys. So much butter.
So yeah, next winner gets this thing. You gotta, you have to shave the butter sticks down so they'll fit.
Well, I think, and this is something that we didn't anticipate, but sticks of butter used to be a little bit smaller and a little bit longer, and now all butter that we could find at the grocery store is shorter and fatter. It's like somebody changed the butter machine.
Right, like that right there is like what I would call 70%.
And those are shaved down. Those are pre-shaved.
No, are they?
Yeah, they are. I don't know if we've got any that are.
Want to load it back up?
Here's one. The one that I was trying to cut.
Wow.
Do you see how big that is? Butter is fat now, guys.
Oh, you know what it is? It's the same amount of butter, shorter, thicker. That's exactly what they're doing now.
Yeah,
and they've screwed the butter cutter's dimensionality.
Well, the butter cutter's got to update.
The butter cutter
update the butter cutter.
This is now a defunct butter cutter.
Oh, they got to update that defunct butter cutter. Butter. How long could that go on? Don't get your mom that.
Happy Mother's Day, Jen. It's coming up.
Yeah, you too.
Are you prepared?
Yes.
How is your mom? Should we talk about her?
Yeah, she's great.
Pam?
Pam.
She's just chilling.
Pam.
Just at home.
Pam,
Pam.
is a butter spray.
It
Does your mom ever think about that? Does she buy Pam because her name is Pam? Or does she get like the generic
They
stuff?
have it at home.
Yeah, she's
so
like, I ain't getting that generic
it's
stuff. My
probably
name's on the bottle. If there was a butter spray named Rhett, I'd be buying it every day. I'll tell you that right now.
Every day?
I'd have one every day. It would be one part of my routine would be
full
like,
one.
gotta get a bottle of Rhett.
Like you'd
A
go.
can of Rhett.
You'd like swing by Ralph's
It would
every
be part
day
of my daily routine.
to go by Ralph's and just. I'm
Here
back
he is again.
Just getting another one of the me in
We
a
got
can.
it. We got it for you right here, Mr. McLaughlin. Good to see you again.
They wouldn't call you Rhett.
No, they call me Mr. McLaughlin because I came in there so often. It's like I picture it being like in the '60s. Hey, Mr. McLaughlin, you want another can of Rhett?
Dear Lincoln Rhett. Ba weep gronk, weep nini bonk. That's the Transformers universal greeting.
Oh, I thought you were having a stroke.
I always have an issue with starting off letters to anyone. I can believe it.
Oh, I thought that you were saying that.
I am from SLC, Utah,
Salt Lake City.
but I was born and raised in a small town in Michigan. I made you some reviewer. What is that? Oh my goodness.
Look at these.
I think I got inspired by some art at my hairdresser's house. She has pyrography art of Salvador Dali by her door that I like.
How is this done?
His
They burn
eyes
it?
seem to follow you. Plus, I know Rhett likes things out of wood.
Pyro. That's fire, guys.
Pyrography.
Thank you, Latin.
I only burnt myself a minimum of times.
You should take that Latin class. You're thinking about it. You're like, should I take it? I wish I had taken it. I knew that pyro thing just because common knowledge, but you should really take Latin.
It helps you on the SAT.
Helps you on the SAT. It helps you in life. It makes you a better person.
The
and then you can
SAT
speak Latin. with
SAT
people.
helps you at nothing,
Yeah.
but it does help you on the SAT.
Helps
Right,
you learn
guys?
how to lang- Oh, he did a thing on the back too.
My kids are doing some
This
testing.
is she.
I hope they're not watching this episode.
Lori did this. Lori Lynn.
What is that? A stamp on the back? That's awesome. I'm also sending a lot of snacks I found in an Asian market here in Utah. I'm not sure if you had any of them before. There are octopus chips, cuttlefish crackers, shrimp crackers, pizza crackers, and every burgers. But there's no bacon. What's the
Yeah.
bacon one?
Bacon one is right here.
There's also bacon flavored noodle snacks.
Oh, bacon flavored
Share
noodles.
with everyone, underline. I hope they taste decent.
Oh, I like wood things.
The crew can taste decently.
This is just.
Look, this is a tree, man. This is a tree. This is a tree.
So awesome.
All the way around. This is a tree that had a life and then was cut down so we could have this.
I mean, and this is going to hang in our Ear Biscuits location.
Yeah, it is.
You
Look
know?
at this. This has got some
the designs
weird
inside of it.
psychedelic hair stuff going on. Look at that, Link. And then there's a dragon on the back. They talked about
Look at
that.
the E and the B are made into ears.
Oh, snap.
And this is and song biscuits.
She threw and song in there, and then we've got the GMM one.
We're not even embarrassingly distorted like most of the art we receive.
It happens.
So is this a plate? Is it a plate? Is it a cutting board?
It has hanging
Oh,
pieces.
you hang it up. You don't want to do that. You
Tell them
wouldn't
about the
do that.
bulletin board. I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah, we got a bulletin board hanging up.
You're pretty
in our
proud because
office
you
now.
hung it up.
Yep.
It's beautiful. It has
Yep.
a lot of your art on it, which is cool.
I like the smell of wood, man.
So it rotates.
Can you
So if you mail us stuff and we don't get to open it, let's open some of this.
Yeah.
In Good Mythical More, we want to let you know that we still receive it and we still appreciate it and we appreciate you and we don't critique it. And ooh, this is some really noodly stuff. I think you're supposed to
Oh,
mix
it's
this with
like-
something.
it's like
With ramen.
Wait, why don't you put it on that butter plate?
And then we put the stuff on the bulletin board, so as we're going to the restroom, we get to look at it and be reminded of
Fans.
Not
your presence.
while we're using the restroom.
It's not in the
as
restroom.
We're going to the restroom.
It's at a
on
thoroughfare.
the way to the restroom. You gonna eat the butter or the noodles?
Very crunchy.
Very salty.
You made a weird face.
I think it needs to be mixed with boiling water or boiling something before you eat it.
It tastes. I used to eat these kind of noodles at recess in elementary school.
Really?
Just like this?
It tastes exactly like this.
What are these?
Pizza
Did the
chips.
Canadian government like make you do that?
Look at this,
No,
guy.
they were like these yellow packs, and they had like a monster on the front. Maybe they're Canadian. They had like a blue or a red monster.
What do you got here? Link?
Wow. I'm
Nostalgic?
immediately-
You having a
I'm just-
nostalgic
Yeah,
moment?
I'm back on the playground.
Pam's giving you time out.
Well,
What are these, Link?
How did Pam discipline you as a child?
Oh, let's get into that.
She whoop you with a belt?
no.
Like you
nope,
deserved?
No. I wasn't a bad kid. I didn't really. I mean, I got sent to my room. That was it.
Did you have a TV in your room?
No.
That's good.
I had a computer in my room.
Even worse.
What are these? No one's answering my question.
Pizza chips.
Oh,
Eat it and then ask what it is. That's the spirit.
Pizza is capitalized to give it the proper respect it deserves.
those are nice.
Now we've had this before.
Have we?
Yeah, this is going to be in like a plastic tray inside.
No. Really?
These are good. This is a Korean
You
cracker.
have to make the burger.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
Yeah,
the
it's-
heck?
Smell of that.
they're just chocolate. They're just
These
incredible.
are so incredibles. Like the movie. What?
It's
What the heck?
like a really, really horrible integration, is what you just said. These are so incredibles. Like the movie.
Speaking of movie, in another non-integration, Star Wars is finally digital for streaming. So I dropped $90 on that yesterday. When you name your kid after one of the Star Wars characters,
Dang.
you gotta buy all of them because they need to be indoctrinated to that stuff.
Right. We have
A little bit of
more,
cart
or we
before the
can
horse there,
stick
but
to this.
Starr before the wars.
We and then it's the question: who's the biggest Star Wars fan here? Alex, Leo,
Oh,
Noah.
we got some contenders here.
I once wrote a paper on Star Wars.
She once wrote a paper. I once wrote a birth certificate that had Lando's name on it. But so you have the question of, okay, if you're indoctrinating your kids to it, yes, they have to watch all 6. It's not a question of, but then it's a question of which ones do you get them to watch first?
There's somebody who wrote a very informed article
I remember that.
in Wired about the order to show them to your children in. I mean, it actually instructed you to keep one of them out of that completely.
And it was the Phantom Menace, I'm sure. Because I watched.
It wasn't watching them in the chronological order. It was a little bit different, and he had some reasoned argument. I can't remember what it was.
Right, because when you watch the prequels first, I'll tell you what I decided.
They're not good enough to fall in love.
Then it ruins your experience of you're supposed to watch them in the order they were released because it gives things away or assumes you know stuff, like about everything.
But that wasn't what he suggested. It was like a weird combo of
I can't remember what he suggested.
ones that were released and order of release and then in chronological order.
I decided to start with episode 1 because I had things to do, so I was going to be in and out of the room some. I had to talk to you. So I was like, I can miss that whole pod race section. Like, I can be out of the room for all of that.
You've seen all of them yourself.
Actually, I realized Attack of the Clones, I haven't seen the first 20 minutes of it because I watched the Batman movie that was out at the same time. Which one was it? Batman...
You theater hopped?
Begins, yeah.
Batman Begins? I think it was the second one. Dark Knight.
No.
Too late? Okay, so I was watching Batman Begins, and then I theater hopped over to watch
Oh my goodness.
Attack of the Clones,
Link.
and I missed the first 20 minutes of it. And then I never went back and watched the first 20 minutes because I caught up pretty quickly. Samuel L. Jackson, get it. Okay.
Here's the thing, though. The thing that...
So did I tell you? Yeah, I did start with episode 1.
I recently did this exercise with Back to the Future with my kids, Back to the Future and Back to the Future Part 2. And
You should watch 1 first, then 2.
I did. There's always this thing that happens when you show your kids a movie from the 80s that you love. And then quite often, because they're so used to like things being not 80s, like good special effects and not the acting isn't overdone and that kind of thing, that they're not into it. But my boys loved Back to the Future.
Really?
I mean, they
so
were
good.
and they were so excited for Back to the Future Part 2, which I watched it again with them, and I was like, I just kind of remembered like, this was a little bit of a disappointment. From the first one is like the perfect movie, and the second one is like, all right, it's running on the fumes of the first one, and it's still enjoyable, but it's no Part 1. But
Any disagreement in the room?
2 is good.
Better than 1?
it's definitely not
They're
better.
not
No
gonna
one's saying
get
it.
better than 1.
Yeah, 3 is obviously the worst, but 2.
But the greater point, without getting this devolving into a Back to the Future argument, is that I was surprised that they really enjoyed it and they weren't bored. So
Yeah, that's good.
I hope, I haven't done the Star Wars thing.
There's
with
a new
my
hope for
kids.
them.
Exactly. But like, I thought your kids had already watched like
Star
Empire
Wars?
Strikes Back.
My kids have watched all of them except for Lando. So now
the one with the name.
he's just old enough now to like watch it in its entirety without falling asleep. But I started with episode 1 for the reason I already told you, but also so that I could step through all of them and then lead up to the Christmas release of the new one. And I didn't want to have this tainted experience in the middle of the first 3 as a prequel type
Don't want
thing.
it tainted.
But I was, Phantom Menace. Ooh.
It's tainted.
It like they loved it. Like
But that Jar Jar
At-
Binks though,
at 10 years old, at 8 years old,
that
or
was a good idea,
at 5 years old.
right?
I mean, like Lando kept wanting me to translate. Like, what does Misa mean?
Oh, really?
He kept turning around and he was like, Misa. What does that
That's
mean?
when you say,
Shortened.
son, you should know. You should know, son. You have the Force. And then it'll be like, You know, you gotta make him think he's got the Force. That's what I do with my kids.
No, I'm trying to make him think he's a black man. He doesn't have the Force. He's Lando Calrissian.
Okay.
You're a cool, super awesome black man.
That has a great endorsement with Colt 45.
Right. Here, try one, son.
Yeah. If you can get your kid to drink Colt 45 while watching Star Wars, don't put that on the internet.